Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another Sports Scene Live, taping every Sunday at 3 o'clock here at the Tilted Kilt Sports Pub and Eatery. Boy, what a great place to come. Bring your friends, bring your relatives, bring your family for a great meal, watch a sporting event. They've got 50 televisions. We almost did this show outside today. It's that kind of a day. They've got an outside patio as well, and they can entertain your parties or just close friendships, whatever, here at the Tilted Kilt. What a show we have for you today. We'll be talking to some winning coaches and some coaches that are heading into the playoffs. In fact, all three of the 5A schools in Ascension Parish are going to the playoffs, and we've got the brackets to talk about those playoff matchups. All that coming up on this edition of Sports Scene Live from the Tilted Kilt.
Galvez Seafood, now serving our popular boiled crawfish. Check out our daily lunch and dinner specials. We have something for everyone. Join us for steak night on Thursdays, or sink your teeth into our $5 burger and dollar draft special every Saturday for lunch. Book our private room for your next party or meeting, or let us cater your next function. Locally owned and operated, we pride ourselves on homemade. If you haven't already, come check us out. Galvez Seafood, Highway 42 in Prairieville.
Whether you're hurt by a dump truck or a garbage truck or any kind of commercial vehicle, you may have a big case worth big money. And these are some of the big results I fought to get my clients. Just call me, get it done.
Call 888-8888.
Do you have car problems? The next time you need your automobile towed, make it easy. Just call Two Ace Towing. They offer the most affordable rates in Ascension Parish. For 24-hour towing, call 675-8357. Diaz Tire and Auto Repair invites you to shop with them in Gonzales and the Highway 42 Prairieville location. Bring your school ID and get $5 off oil, lube, and filter. Diaz Tire, Airline Highway Gonzales, and Highway 42 Prairieville.
Whatever your car is doing, we'll check it out and fix it right.
Amco Transmissions on Coursey Boulevard in Baton Rouge, 752-0081.
AA MCO.
A&M Heating and Air Conditioning has been locally owned and operated by Tony Arsenault since 1988. They have an honest reputation based on sound advice and great service. Call A&M Heating and Air Conditioning today for all of your service needs. Bertrand's Pharmacy has been providing personal medication counseling for over 30 years. Andy and Jeannie Bertrand, registered pharmacists, honor many prescription plans. Bertrand's is open Monday through Saturday. Phone 644-5641. Got computer problems? Does your computer have a virus? Give us a shot at fixing your computer. Pico Computers has years of experience. Pico will have you up and running in no time. Call today, 647-8882. Tilted Kilt is food, friends, beer, sports, and fun, awaiting you at Gonzales' newest sports pub near Cabela's. Check out the food and views at Tilted Kilt. Hearty meals like sirloin and cheesesteak salad. The Tilted Kilt, home of the Sports Scene Live TV show, Sundays at 3 p.m. Come be a part of the fun.
Welcome back to the Tilted Kilt, ready to talk more football with Centermont head coach David Oliver. Coach O and victorious in the rivalry game, tied for the leadership and championship of the district, and now on to the playoffs. We'll talk about that as we get there. Let's talk about, first of all, that big win and what a big win it was. A big crowd and a festive night.
It was a huge week. It was a big crowd, and I was really excited about how our young men played.
They played very well indeed. It was 0-0 at the end of one quarter. I kind of thought the half would be 0-0. It was 10-7. EA was the final play of that first half, a field goal, and then you basically took over the second half.
Yeah, I thought we did a good job in the second half, and there's a few little plays that stood out. Hustling back on defense after a deep pass to make a tackle. A lot of teams will get lazy on that, and on what could have been a touchdown, we made a tackle. And we ended up, they ended up getting an unsportsmanlike penalty, a holding penalty, and we sacked them. And then on third down, we intercept the ball, return it 61 yards, and totally flip the field. So a huge effort play by our defense ended up turning into the winning points in the game.
There was big plays, and I guess that's typical in a big game, having big plays, but there were some very big plays, and especially in that second half we talked about.
Yeah, there was. Defensively, we've played great all year, and we played another great game. Their defense was outstanding coming in, and they played as well as advertised. So I was really pleased with, the production of our offensive line and running backs. And when you look at the stats at the end of the night, I thought the big telling thing was that we ran for 235 yards and they ran for 35. And you got to credit the offensive line and Cade Nelson. And Halen Miller chipped in with 85 yards rushing. I think Cade had 156 or 165. I think our stat guy had him for. And then defensively, we really anchored down. And when you can hold a 5A team in a rivalry game with 35 yards rushing, things are going to go well.
You held out Cade Nelson the week before. Boy, he played 2 games in that game Friday night, carrying it 33 times. I mean, that's like 2 different games.
He did, and we wanted him fresh for the stretch run. Week 10, that was obviously a big game for us, and then as we move forward in the playoff, he's going to be critical to what we want to do, and we had an opportunity to rest him and get him feeling a little better, and hopefully that'll be the ingredient that we need to have him feeling fresh in the playoffs.
If you didn't know anything about Santa Ma at all, and you picked up the paper and you read about what Cade Nelson did, you think this guy was 6'2", 230 or something, taking the punishment that he takes, but he's not a big guy, but boy, he's tough.
He is real tough, and he's a physical guy who likes to finish runs, and I think sometimes he delivers the blow instead of absorbing them, which helps him stay fresher because he's delivering the blow more often than not. But that's the kind of guys we win with at Santa Ma, and I'm proud of him. And you got Ben Parker and Tyson Coward, and I was talking to Jamie Lanoue, our athletic secretary, today, and said, man, every week when you watch us at the the coin flip, man, it just looks like we're fixing to get murdered with Ben Parker and Cade Nelson out there shaking hands with like giants on the other side. But we play bigger than we look.
You mentioned Miller gaining a little over 80 yards, 85 yards, whatever, 20 carries for him. He's a quarterback that can throw the football, but he also likes to take off with it if he has to. Yeah,
he does, and I think that right now, as getting later in the season, I think he plays better in games where he can be a little more aggressive and run the football and get knocked around a little bit. I think that helps him settle into the game.
You got the playoffs now, and you moved up to number 5 in the state. You face off with North Shore. What do you know about them?
Well, we got the film this morning. They're 5-5. They're out of the the North Shore district, obviously, out of Mandeville, and they've played a lot of people close. They played St. Paul's, which is a historically good team, and Covington, who's the number 1 seed or number 2 seed. So they've played them close. They haven't broke through for a win. This is their first playoff trip since 2008. So their coach was excited. Their players were excited. They have a athletic quarterback who's an Army commitment that runs their offense, and everything kind of runs through him. And then defensively, they play 3 defensive backs that are Division I caliber players, and they have a good player on each level of the defense. The defensive lineman number 10 is very good, and the linebacker number 32 is very good. So they're not a huge team as far as numbers. They probably have 60 players. Some of them play both ways, so we're hoping that we can get into the second half and wear them down a little bit with our depth.
I thought that the rivalry game might be a 10-7 game at the end of the game instead of halftime. I thought it'd be that close, and you end up winning it 22-10. You talk about wearing them down. It looks like that's maybe what you did a little bit with them, because you really offensively and stat-wise at the half and at the end of the game, you about doubled what their output was.
Yeah, and I thought that we really pulled away in the second half and played our best football, that's when you want to be playing in the second half of the Week 10, going into the playoffs, get a little momentum going. It was the old-fashioned way. We stopped the run and forced them to be one-dimensional, throwing the ball where our defensive backs and pass rush could get at them, and then we ran the ball. And I think we ran the last almost 6 minutes of the game clock off with 3 or 4 first downs with Cade Nelson. That's a real source of pride for our offensive line and our team. Everyone sees us as a finesse team that likes to throw the ball, but when we have to anchor down and run it, and it wasn't anything huge. We were getting 6 here, 3 here, 3 here, but we were moving the sticks and taking 40 seconds off the clock every time we did it, and we were able to take a knee. So when they missed on 4th down with I think it was 5:52, we just put the game away there, which is awesome.
All right, I know you don't like to look ahead, but let's just kind of peek ahead. We've got if you win the game over North Shore, and it's a home game for Santa Ma, you've got Airline and Chalmette, and I guess if Airline wins, you would have a home game here maybe, and then you'd actually. Well, if Chalmette, tell us how that works. If
Airline wins, we would play at home because we were both at home and we're the higher seed.
Okay.
If Chalmette wins, we would have to, and we win, we'd have to go to Chalmette.
That's how it goes, yeah.
Yep. So, but I hadn't really looked too much. I don't know much about those teams, but I like where we're at on the bracket, and I like the way it looks. But we got to do our thing in week 11, week 12 to make it happen. So, right now we're just focused on North Shore.
And being a broadcaster, I can look ahead. And looking ahead, you could possibly go to the Dome and face EA. The way it's set up, it could be a rematch.
I guess everything's possible, huh?
Wouldn't that be something?
No, that would be crazy.
It'd be great for the players. It'd be crazy for you coaches to have to go back and replay another game that would be a tough one. You talk about a rivalry, well, that would be something in the state championship game. What more can you tell us about your preparation and getting ready for this one? Do you taper off a little bit now, or do you, in other words, is it more mental than it is physical?
It is, and we started that a couple weeks ago, so maybe that's why we were fresh in the second half, week 10, and then we even start backing down a little further on practice this week because of daylight savings time, and we don't have lights, so it gets to be more team stuff, quick tempo, and a little less individual stuff, because if they don't know how to down block by week 11, you're probably not going to get it taught this year. You have to go back to spring and teach it, so we focus a little more on scheme than technique right now.
So how about health-wise, physically, how are you?
We got the minor bumps and bruises that you always have after a emotional game when we pour everything out against an opponent like EA, who's excellent, by the way. They have a very good football team, and so we're going to have those, but we expect to be at full strength Friday night.
Those early tests in the year really pay off when you have to start playing the really challenging games at the end.
They do, and our district's tough. You look at that 4-game stretch, early in the year with your Lutcher, your St. James, your Catholic, and your Dutchtown, and we won 3 of those, and that kind of set us to the end. And I just hope that we turned the ball over a bunch against Dutchtown. I got to give them a ton of credit because they beat us on that night, but we helped them out with 5 turnovers behind a week of practice that I didn't think was a very good week. So we're trying to educate our kids on, they've been going all weekend, everyone telling them how awesome this game was and how great they are, that they need to come back with a mindset to improve and come out against North Shore, because they're good enough to beat us if we don't play well.
We wish you the best of luck, Coach. Look forward to next week.
Thank you.
All right, let's take a look at our Player of the Week. Time to announce our Player of the Week from Santa Ma, KJ Franklin, and Galvez Seafood Company, along with Sports Scene Magazine and TV, would like to present this plaque to KJ. Our plaque sponsor is Casa Maria Mexican Grill, and congratulations. Let me congratulate you first, and then we'll talk.
Thank you. I want to thank all my coaches and teammates for allowing me to win this award.
All right, what I wanted to say was I don't know whether you're a running back, a wide receiver, a defensive back, or a kick return guy. Which one do you consider to be?
I consider to be a receiver, but I just do anything the coaches tell me to do.
Well, you play both sides of the ball, and you've done very well. You've been able to score, whether it's offense or defense. So it's been a really good year for the team and for you.
Yes, sir. I want to keep it going towards the playoffs and keep helping my team win games.
He's also a 2-sport star playing basketball. I remember you from basketball games. What's your favorite sport?
I'm going to go football.
Oh, okay. All right. You got the big game coming up, and this will be seen after that game is played. Tell us about your preparation and how it looks for the rivalry game.
We've been preparing all week, and I think it's going to be a good one, and we're going to come out with the dub.
And you got to be able to play offense, defense, and special teams on that one too?
Yes, sir.
All right. Anytime you can get your hands on the ball, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, good luck to you. Appreciate it.
You too.
All right, KJ Franklin, our Player of the Week.
Galvez Seafood, now serving our popular boiled crawfish. Check out our daily lunch and dinner specials. We have something for everyone. Join us for steak night on Thursdays, or sink your teeth into our $5 burger and dollar draft special every Saturday for lunch. Book our private room for your next party or meeting, or let us cater your next function. Locally owned and operated, we pride ourselves on homemade. If you haven't already, come check us out. Galvez Seafood, Highway 42 in Prairieville. Your custom-built dream home is more affordable than ever at Roland Homes. Quality comes first on all our modular and manufactured homes. Roland Homes has a huge inventory in many styles and floor plans. And if we don't have it, we'll custom build it, so you'll find the right home to fit your lifestyle and your budget. New or pre-owned, financing is available. Plus, home improvement and repairs are even easier with Roland Homes parts and accessories now on site for your convenience. All at one location to better serve you. Roland Homes in Prairieville.
Big O Tires is now open in Santa Ma. They offer tires, alignments, brakes, and oil changes. If it's got tires, we've got you covered. Stuck on the road? Call their 24/7 roadside assistance number, 445-3635. Big O Tires in Santa Ma.
They swarm, they nest, they will destroy your home.
Eliminate the colony and eliminate termites for good.
We're one of the area's largest volume leaders in Centricon installations. Call the original Salvant. Call the Bug Man.
923-BUGS.
Automotive repairs? We've got you covered. Tyrus Total Automotive in Prairieville and Sanama Muffler and Brake Service. See us for CV shaft work, brakes, tune-ups, air conditioner, tires, and diagnostics. Wherever you are in Ascension Parish, visit one of Tyrus' convenient locations. Bro Welding and Industrial Supply prides themselves on same-day delivery. Customer service is our #1 priority. They deliver on time, every time. Bro Company, serving the area for over 30 years. On the web at broco.com. See Foti Financial Services for all your money needs. They have loans for any worthwhile purpose. Auto, furniture, appliance, home improvement, and vacation loans. Celebrating over 50 years of service, Foti Financial Services. Outmuscle the outdoors with a Kawasaki Brute Force 300 featuring sporty performance and agile handling, or try the Brute Force 750 with twin-engine digital fuel injection and automatic transmission, available at Lightspeed Motorsports. Got computer problems? Does your computer have a virus? Give us a shot at fixing your computer. Pico Computers has years of experience. Pico will have you up and running in no time. Call today, 647-8882. Tilted Kilt is Gonzales' newest sports venue. You'll find refreshing new food choices with appetizers like loaded tater tots, pub nachos, bacon cheeseburger sliders, and beer battered onion rings. Check out the food and views at the Tilted Kilt near Cabela's, home of the Sports Scene Live TV show, Sundays at 3 p.m.
Welcome back to the Tilted Kilt. Once again, we'll be talking with Darnell Lee, the head coach at EA. Coach, the rivalry game proved to be a tough battle all the way from start to finish. Had a lead at 10-7 at halftime, getting a field goal right at the end of the half, and then it got away in the second half.
Yep. Hats off to Coach O and his staff. His kids play hard. Our kids play hard. It's tough playing those games at the end of the season. Especially with playoffs on the horizon. It's a very emotional game for both communities, and I just appreciate the showing we had, the support on both sides.
Oh, the crowd there, the big packed house.
It was a fun game to be a part of. Just wish we could come out on top.
It was a tough ball game, and it was tough all the way from start to finish. Nothing at the end of one quarter played. As I mentioned, 10-7 at the half. I quite frankly thought it was more scoring in the game than I had expected. I thought it might be a 10-7 ball game overall.
I mean, we had our opportunities. I mean, we get down to the 4-yard line, and you get a personal foul and a false start, and you look at it, you're 3rd and 22. They're driving. We intercept the pass. And, his momentum carries him about an inch or two out, and he goes back in for the touchback. That turns into a safety. So that's big, in a game of that magnitude. I mean, you can't make the mistakes that we made and expect to win.
And the mistakes were considered, I guess, minor during the regular season, but when you get down to the final game of the year, when you get down to playoff situations, all those are magnified. They become bigger.
Oh yeah, I mean, you're playing a team, the caliber of Sanama, whose defense, I mean, the offense with Cade Nelson, is the best back we played all year. I'd almost say in the last couple of years I've been around. He's got to be, just to prepare for. You really don't get the full effect until you get out there and you see him finish runs. He has the impact. His impact on the game is almost that of a Darius Geis. The way, what he means to that offense, and how he can make something out of nothing and keep drives alive.
He spins around a lot and makes extra yards.
He's very good at absorbing contact and then finishing strong, But
they held him out the week before, I think, in preparation for your game.
Yeah, and I wish we'd have held Cameron Wild against McKinley's in preparation for this one. But it's tough. You had two good defensive ends over there, and you're coming out without an All-American tackle. And our guys, we had good practice, but you just can't simulate what those guys do off the edge.
You dropped a little bit, but not much. You're 6th in the state now in the playoffs, and the way things have lined up, you've got a pretty interesting matchup, and you will be at home.
Yes, sir. East Jeff. We started watching film on them, and I mean they come out as something you don't see every day anymore. It's a double wing offense. So that's why we schedule people like Parkview and St. Charles Catholic to help with our discipline, and teams gonna come in and you have to do your job.
I tell you, one good thing that I noticed coming out of this game is that you have to share the title for the district championship, but you got it away from Catholic for a change. My golly, it was 2 Ascension Parish teams that shared the district title.
Right, and I don't believe in somebody having your number. You know, just what Dale Weiner did at Catholic. I mean, you got to take your hat off to him. He did a great job. I mean, championship after championship. I think Dutchtown got him a couple of years ago, and had a co-champ deal. But it's good. I mean, and then we talk about Ascension Strongman. There's 2 Ascension Parish teams, sharing the district title.
And Dutchtown came very close. They were 1 game out. If they won one of their games during the district, it would have been a 3-way tie.
I was looking at it on the way over here, man. The parity. I mean, everybody has, everybody's 1-1 against each other in the parish.
Isn't that amazing?
So, I mean, that's the quality of ball we have here in the parish, and all of us are in the top 20 at least.
Now, here's the interesting note, folks. If EA and Santa Monica can continue to win in the playoffs, you guys would match up in the Dome in the championship. I know it's a long ways off, and you don't like to look ahead that far, but wouldn't that be something?
Oh, man. Who was it? St. James and Lutcher did it?
That's right, yeah.
Well, we guaranteed to make history that night. We don't have a state.
Well, I had 40,000 fans in the game.
We don't have a state title in the parish,
Oh, yeah.
That'd guarantee us one then.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That'd be good, man. I'd like to see that.
So, I guess, can you give us a real good scouting report? Maybe a little bit too early because you just found out who you're going to play and everything.
No, they have athletes. They have the size. Typical New Orleans school. They're going to have some talented players. They're going to have some monsters get off the bus. They play more assignment football, and that's something. I believe every coach wants to play assignment football. With some teams, they rely on their talent. This team is in the business of slowing it down. They kind of in the John Curtis, leaning towards that type of ball. Force you to make mistakes on defense and try to capitalize on your miscues.
The matchup should be an interesting one. It will be good that it'll be at home. Right. That's one really good thing about the matchup. Do you do anything differently in preparation now that the season has been completed, tapering it down or whatever, preparing her more mentally than it is physically?
This is my time of the year, playoffs. Big time. I believe in adjustments, and I think one of the things we have to do is we have to clean our play up. Of course, say that every week. We didn't do as bad in the penalty category this past week, but we still had some that hurt us in big time situations. But offensively, we like to develop some consistency, man. We have the weapons. Jamel London only had 4 touches this past Friday, and that was a shock to everybody. But that first block in the back, he banged his ribs up real good, and then they were checking his shoulder out. So, I wanted to beat Santa Mo, and he's been the most of the production we had on offense has been through Jamel London, So, he's playing both ways for us, does a great job for us on both sides of the ball, but would have liked to have gotten him involved more, and you're going to see him more on offense in the playoffs. He may even be starting running back this week.
How about Cameron Wire?
Still questionable. I think his deal is going to be talking to his trainers, more of a pain tolerance, moving forward. But he did have a serious injury, a lot of swelling in it, and it's starting to go down. He's starting to move better. He may start rehab this week, and it'll be a last-minute call.
This puts a head coach in high school in a real delicate situation. You want to win ball games, you want to win a championship, you want to do all that. On the other hand, you want to make sure that you don't further an injury or create more injury because his future is on playing college football.
Yeah, man. And whether he was going to college or not, I wouldn't do that to a kid. It is. We want to win the game, but his life and his health moving forward. That's the most important thing for me. Now, if it's something where luckily I played the game, so I know about pain tolerance, and if there's nothing that'll worsen the injury, and he says he can go, and I like to see a kid push himself.
It sounds crazy, but there's a difference between injury and playing hurt. There really is.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Injury, you can't go. We all play with pain. I'm walking around with pain right now from playing 14 straight years of ball, but it's just that's a part of it, though.
Well, I tell you what, we've had a great time with you this year, and we wish you the best of luck in the playoffs. And I'm really looking forward to next week and talking about a win and going into round 2 of the playoffs.
No, it's Christmas early for me, man. Just to be in the playoffs and we have a home game and an opportunity to move forward, man, because I think our kids have a lot of ball left in them.
What's the process if you win the ball game?
We win this game. If Live Oak beats Sulphur, then we go to Live Oak. we win this game and Sulphur wins, Sulphur comes to us.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, well, we wish you the best of luck again,
Always
Coach.
appreciate it, man.
Darnell Lee, East Ascension. Be back in a moment. Player of the Week this week for East Ascension, Jaquan Mitchell. And Sports Scene Magazine, along with Galvez Seafood Company, I'd like to present this plaque to Jaquan as being our Player of the Week. And our plaque sponsors, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen. Glad to have them as our sponsor as well. And congratulations on being our Player of the Week.
Thank you very much.
I'd like you to talk maybe about your coaches and teammates.
My coaches, they put me in the right place at all times, do the right thing, just do what you got to do, and be at the right spot. Be there, make big plays, and they'll come to you easy.
You like to get your hands on that football, don't you?
Every time, every time.
You return kicks, you play some defense, you play just about wherever they need you to play, don't you?
Yes, sir.
I'd like you to comment a little bit about what are some of the keys that you look for when you're in the game?
The keys I look in, like on punt return, like I see if I can take it. If I don't try to force it. Like I forced it a couple of times, but I made my mistake. I got better from them. But on defense, all I got to do is stay sound, stay deep, and don't let nobody get behind me.
Is there a predetermined which way you're going to run on a punt, whether you're going to go left or right, or is it determined where that ball goes?
Yeah, the coaches will tell us either left, right, or man, like either way. Like they have it set up.
And how about when you're watching that quarterback? How do you make a read? Do you watch the tight end or the receiver? Mostly, I guess you're in man-to-man or zone. I don't know which.
It's the receiver. You got to watch the receiver. Don't really get caught up looking at the quarterback eyes, because the receiver could go a whole nother way and you'll be lost.
We're doing this interview under a roof where it's raining right now. You're hoping for a dry night on Friday night, though, right?
Yes, sir.
Talk about that big game. When people see this, the game will have already been played. But how about your preparation and getting ready for the rivalry game?
We ready. We real ready. We have a lot. We have the accomplishment from last year. We ready this year. I think it's going to be a good game this year.
Wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Jaquan Mitchell, our Player of the Week from East Ascension.
Marchand's Interior and Hardware Specialist. You got it made.
Come into our showroom and let our experts guide you through our large selection of today's latest trends. Marchand's flooring and countertop collections offer these styles with unbelievable prices. And at Marchand's, we install it all. Come in to see all of the promotions and specials going on now.
With Marchand's Interior and Hardware Specialist, you got it made.
Galvez Seafood, now serving our popular boiled crawfish. Check out our daily lunch and dinner specials. We have something for everyone. Join us for steak night on Thursdays, or sink your teeth into our $5 burger and dollar draft special every Saturday for lunch. Book our private room for your next party or meeting, or let us cater your next function. Locally owned and operated, we pride ourselves on homemade. If you haven't already, come check us out. Galvez Seafood, Highway 42 in Prairieville.
Hebert Steel Incorporated, Gonzales and Baton Rouge, offers structural steel fabrication. Hebert Steel is a proud supporter of all high school sports in this area. Phone 644-5316 or 291-2144. Selling your home? Rick Gotro with Realty Executives in Prairieville can do a comparative market analysis to properly value your home before it goes on the market. Call Ricky today, 715-7256.
Pedrine's Portable Buildings invite you to visit their new location on the Airline Highway in Prairieville. Pedrine's offers free estimates, free delivery in surrounding areas, and setup. We do workshops, outdoor kitchens, even snowball stands. Pedrine's Portable Buildings.
It's hurricane season. Rescom Electric installs Generac generators for residential and commercial customers. Keep your family and business safe. Call Rescom Electric today for your Generac generator, 622-3647.
BNC Electric in Gonzales and Baton Rouge has starters, alternators, generators, and batteries for autos, trucks, marine, tractors, forklifts, and heavy equipment in stock. BNC Electric, starter and alternator headquarters, serving Gonzales and Baton Rouge. Got computer problems? Does your computer have a virus? Give us a shot at fixing your computer. Piku Computers has years of experience. Piku will have you up and running in no time. Call today, 647-8882. For sports, food, and fun, it's the Tilted Kilt in Gonzales. All sports fans will enjoy entree choices like beer-battered fish and chips, grilled pork chops, smothered chicken, and more. Check out the food and views at Tilted Kilt near Cabela's Parkway, and come be a part of the Sports Scene Live TV show Sundays at 3 p.m.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Tilted Kilt. We're going to be talking football again with another high school coach, and of course that's the head coach Guy Mistretta of Dutchtown. 6-4 on the year, and ready to get into the playoffs. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But first of all, let's congratulate you on a season-ending win. And 6-4 sounds a heck of a lot better than 5-5.
Yeah, it really does. Finishing on a good note as well. A little momentum going into the playoffs is always nice.
And in this one, you had a punt block for a touchdown. You had a goal line stand. And you used two different quarterbacks. So let's talk about each one individually. Let's talk about the punt block first. That made it 7-0.
Well, first of all, with our quarterback situation, we lost our leader last week in Ben Mays, who's really done a great job all season for us. So what we talked about all week, kind of our mantra was all in. Everybody had to step their game up in all phases, including special teams. So to have that happen right off the bat was a good start for us.
And then you have a goal line stand. Talk about that. I think they ran 4 plays at you and didn't score.
Yeah, defensively, I believe in the first half we had 3 first and goal situations where we held them out of the end zone.
Oh, wow.
So the defense, we bent, we gave up some stuff, especially in the passing game. Their quarterback, who had been out the last 3 weeks from McKinley, was back, and he could sling it around. So he gave us some fits, but those guys kept fighting, and that's been something that we've relied on all season long across the board, is just to continue to fight no matter the situation.
You're one game out of being a district champion, a co-champion, and that's pretty amazing. You look back at the beginning of the year and so on, that one slip up there, and it could have been a 3-way tie for a district champion.
The biggest thing is that from day one we've talked about getting a little bit better every day, a little bit better every week, and we think we've done that. We've lost some ball games, but that doesn't mean we didn't succeed that week in becoming a better program and a better team. And that's kind of the way we go about it.
Good news, bad news. First, the good news in the playoffs. That's good news. Bad news, just barely missed getting a home game. You're number 17. You'll have to travel to Slidell to play number 16.
Yeah, got to go play Slidell. Tough opponent. Play really, really good defense. They're having a really good year. They've beaten some of those top teams in that district out there. They've had problems with in the past. Ponchatoula, Mandeville. They were able to jump up on them this year. So we'll have our work cut out for us, but we'll go get them and see if we can't get one more to Griffin Stadium next week.
I know it's been short notice here to find out much about Slidell, but what kind of a scouting report can you give us on their offense and defense?
Defensively, a lot of movement. They don't just sit back and read and react. They come at you. Offensively, haven't really studied that much yet, but they got a running back, Tito Simmons, who's got some really good stats. So 2 quarterbacks, both of them are dual threat. So they kind of give you a lot to look at.
You've got 2 quarterbacks too, and Ben Mays being out, he's out for his career basically now with the broken leg and so on. But you did pretty well. Noah Gray was more of a wildcat than he was a quarterback. Right. Talk about that situation again.
Noah Gray has been a great player for us all season at the slot position. We've run him, we've brought him into the backfield some. So it was kind of a natural deal for him to go there. Dre Monroe is the one that we were really, really proud of this week, and having him step up. He's a junior. He's been taking the second team reps all year. To be able to handle that situation with a lot on the line, thought he did an excellent job, both of them. And again, I feel like the guys around them did a great job of them stepping up their game, making it easier for the quarterbacks to succeed.
All right, and if you do win the game in the playoffs, it looks like you might have to play the number 1 team, right?
Well, it really doesn't matter, to be honest with you. Don't even concern yourself with that. West Monroe, they've got Central. If I'm not mistaken, Central went up there a couple years ago and beat West Monroe. So you never know, and that's really no concern of ours until late Friday night when we know.
Yeah, and I know coaches never look ahead. We, as broadcasters, can do that sort of thing. But it's exciting to have all three schools in the playoffs again this year, and it's exciting to see that that happen. And I just wish all three could have been at home, but you missed it by a little bit, which means that you're still in it, and that's important.
Absolutely, it's great for Ascension Parish, and it's great for each of us, to play each other and to help prepare each other for what's ahead. We feel like
the three schools are 1-1 against each other.
That's
all
right.
the way around them.
And it's sort of that deal where after playing Santa Monica and EA, two of the top teams in the state, you're prepared for anything that's ahead of you. So there's no reason to be bashful about going out and playing your best.
Well, you've played some of the better teams. You figured EA and Santa Monica certainly, but you played Covington right to the wire too, and they're number 2 in the.
They're the number 2 seed. They're undefeated. Had a great year. Yeah, and we were right there. So our kids should have confidence going in, and we should prepare that way.
They should feel pretty good about themselves and how far you've come and how you've improved, like you say, each week to get there. Anything health-wise that you want to bring out? Ben May's out, obviously. Anybody else?
No, we feel like we're pretty healthy across the board besides Ben, and that's a big blow. But again, it's one of those situations where maybe you become a better overall team because everybody understands they have to step their game up in all phases. Ben being out should help the defense become a better team, just understanding their role, the impact they can make.
There are 3 seasons in a football season. You got the pre-district, then you got district, and then if you're lucky enough and good enough, you get to the playoffs. I don't want to say lucky enough because you got to earn your way to get to the playoffs. So this is the 3rd season. It really starts off 0-0 once again.
It does, and it's really, really exciting time for all of us.
And you change anything differently now that you're into the upper level?
No, we always kind of cut back a little bit on practice, shorten times a little bit, shorten the contact a little bit. But because of our depth issues, we've done that a couple of weeks ago. So for us, we've kind of been in playoff mode the last couple of weeks anyway. So the guys kind of know what to expect, and let's go out and be excited and have a great week of practice.
I know they got to feel a lot better. 6-4 record is a winning record, and 5-5 just seems like another football season. And that one game made that difference because you could have lost it, you would have been 5-5. So I think that's outstanding.
Yeah, we're proud of them. We really are proud of the not just the record, but just the way we've seen them improve and build as a program throughout the last few months.
And the game you had to win against McKinley, everybody talked about during the year, all the other coaches, about how physical and how tough McKinley was. And going in without your starting quarterback, it looked kind of bleak for you guys, to tell you the truth.
It was a game that we preached during the week was going to be a 4-quarter ball game. We actually jumped out 17-0, and we're really, really playing well. But as expected, Ken Hilton over there, he's a great coach and good friend of mine, and knew that they would come fighting back, and they did. Which is, that's what you want. That's what this sport's about. Don't get me wrong. When you can relax in the 4th quarter and win a big one, it feels good. But these are the type of games that really the kids remember, and you really have to fight and earn.
Well, we look forward to next week. Hopefully, we'll talk about a W and the second week of the playoffs. Each week, each game now, it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it.
All right, Coach. Good luck to you.
Our Dutchtown Player of the Week, Hayden Willis, the nose tackle for the Dutchtown Griffins and Galvez Seafood Company, along with Sports Scene Magazine and TV, would like to present this plaque to our Player of the Week. Our plaque sponsor is Allstate, and Tony Gudo, our Allstate agent. You're in good hands with Tony. You're in good hands with Allstate. Congratulations on being Player of the Week.
Thank you. I just like to thank my teammates and my coaches for everything.
Well, I tell you what, you guys are really got it going together. You had a little stub your toe kind of a game last week, but talk about your preparation for this last one of the year, the regular season last one.
We're definitely just working on fixing all the problems that, like you said, happened in the toe stub last week.
All right, you're a nose tackle. What are some of the keys that you have? In other words, do you line up straight up on the center, a little bit right, a little bit left? And what do you look for when the ball is snapped?
Well, it depends, especially on the size and just basically when we study our opponent, sometimes on the ball, off the ball, left, right, straight on, it just depends.
You're quick off the ball, so I guess you're watching the hands of that center. As soon as he moves, you move, huh?
Yes, sir, because I'm very, you could say, undersized for a nose guard, so I gotta use my speed and my technique to my advantage for sure.
I always get a kick out of nose tackles because it can go right, it can go left, and you got to go pretty much with how that center's going to block you, don't you?
Yes, sir. You just basically read the ankles and knees.
All right, what is it, a bull rush or a swim move? What do you like to go with?
For me, a bull and pull. So I start with a bull rush, then I pull them.
Oh, okay. Well, congratulations again on being our player of the week, and good luck to you. The next game coming up, maybe comment a little bit about that, your preparation for the last regular season game, because this is a big one.
It's a very big one. I know for sure the O-linemen are very physical, so we've been definitely preparing physically this week.
Well, it's been that way all year here at Dutchtown, hasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Hayden Willis, nose tackle, player of the week.
At Peak Performance Physical Therapy, we treat the athlete in everyone, from the blue chip athlete to blue collar worker. If your doctor prescribes physical therapy, ask for Peak Performance by name, getting you back in the game of life.
Saturday for lunch. Book our private room for your next party or meeting, or let us cater your next function. Locally owned and operated, we pride ourselves on homemade. If you haven't already, come check us out. Galvez Seafood, Highway 42 in Prairieville.
If it's glass you need, you can depend on Airline Glass and Upholstery, 724 Airline Highway, Gonzales. They've been taking care of your glass and upholstery needs since 1972. Give Stephen or Tanya a call today at 647-1040. Ascension Ready Mix supplies concrete for residential, commercial, and industrial clients. They're a locally owned company with locations in Prairieville and Baton Rouge. Ascension Ready Mix, phone 677-7177. Acadian Custom Cabinets creates a custom product to your specs. They're professionals that do incredible work that lasts for years to come. The owner is hands-on to give you exactly what you want. Acadian Custom Cabinets, phone 622-6337. Bruyette's Automotive Paint and Body are collision repair specialists. Their certified trained technicians offer state-of-the-art repair. They offer free estimates and all insurance claims are welcome. Bruyette's Automotive Paint and Body. BNC Electric in Gonzales and Baton Rouge has starters, alternators, generators, and batteries for autos, trucks, marine, tractors, forklifts, and heavy equipment in stock. BNC Electric, starter and alternator headquarters, serving Gonzales and Baton Rouge. Outmuscle the outdoors with a Kawasaki Brute Force 300 featuring sporty performance and agile handling, or try the Brute Force 750 with twin-engine digital fuel injection and automatic transmission, available at Lightspeed Motorsports. Tags and Titles is your one-stop shop for all your DMV and notary needs. Renew your driver's license, ID card, or handicap ID. If it has wheels and a title, they can handle it for you at Tags and Titles, located in Sanama. Got computer problems? Does your computer have a virus? Give us a shot at fixing your computer. Pico Computers has years of experience. Pico will have you up and running in no time. Call today, 647-8882. For sports, food, and fun, it's the Tilted Kilt in Gonzales. All sports fans will enjoy entree choices like beer-battered fish and chips, grilled pork chops, smothered chicken, and more. Check out the food and views at Tilted Kilt near Cabela's Parkway, and come be a part of the Sports Scene Live TV show Sundays at 3 p.m.
Welcome again back to the Tilted Kilt. We are ready to go with Pete's Picks, our weekly special feature. And boy, this week is entertaining because we've got the playoff week. And let's see, Pete, you're 65-23. That's 73.9%. You're still right around that 3 out of 4 every time. That's pretty good for. And this time of year now, you're really into the thick of things with the playoffs.
Yes, sir.
What you got? Dutchtown is Slidell, first one.
All right, I'm Dutchtown is 6-4, 3-2. They go on the road to 17 seed. They go on to Slidell. Sanama had to play Slidell and game tough last year. Slidell 7-3, 5-2. The key thing here is Covington. Dutchtown played Covington. They lost 40-34, and Slidell lost 30-10. I want to pick the favorites all the time, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and pick Dutchtown on the road here. They tied St. Paul for the runners-up, and none of these brackets look good, Mr. Larry. None of these brackets look good.
All right,
for anybody.
North Shore at Sanama.
Okay, that's a kind of easy one. I'm gonna pick Sanama here. They 9-1, 4-1. I mean, you look at the next round for Dutchtown and Slidell is West Monroe. The next round for Sanama is Airline, and they got maybe Harrod and Zachary. North Shore beat Salmon 28-14, lost to Covington 28-23, and then Slidell and St. Paul's too. They played them tough, 5-5, 3-4. I like the Gators. You know, they won 2 playoff games last year. I think, you know, this season I want to give a shout out to Cade Nelson. He's a great football player, and it's hard to stop. And you know, Santa Monica, he broke his hand last year in a ball game, and otherwise they could have beat West Monroe, you know, and yeah, the Gators defense too, you know, like they all played big this past week, and
all right, you've got the team that Santa Monica beat EA. They're at home against East Jefferson.
I don't like their bracket either. They got Sulphur, Landry Walker, and Acadiana to win, but EA needs to. I thought it would have been corrected by now. I thought that they'd been able to correct their offense. I mean, they just put their defense in so many bad situations. They have to establish a ground game of some sort. Find somebody to run the football. There's too much silence on that offensive line. They got too many athletes that they're gonna lose in the first round if they can't establish the ground game.
So who are you picking?
I'm picking East Ascension. I mean, East Jeff in the same district with Landry, Era, and Chalmette. You know, East Jeff won a state championship a couple of years ago when they first moved up from 4A to 5A, and Landry Walker won a state championship last year. So it's not gonna be easy for East Ascension, but you know, I'm picking them. You know.
All right, let's slip down to another bracket. We've got number 24 ranked Letcher, and they've got to travel to Salmon, which is number 9.
That's a real tough one. You know, Salmon is 8-2, 2-1. Lost to Lakeshore. They beat Franklinton 28-8. Laranja 23. Letcher 4-6, 3-2. Letcher didn't need to be playing Salmon in the first round. Letcher been playing anybody else but Salmon. Salmon got 2 state championships in 2009, 2010. They were a big, you know, they were back up there at the top, and it looks like they're back on their way back up. I'm picking Salmon.
All right, now you got Marksville as St. James. Now St. James is number 3, or number 4 actually, against number 29 Marksville.
All right, that's quite easy one, thank God. St. James 7-3, 2-2. They just barely lost to St. Charles Catholic 14-0. Marksville come out of the district with Gina, Avoyles, and Caldwell. The key here is Marksville lost to Letcher 35-12. That was the first win for Letcher this year. So I mean, yeah, St. James.
What you got here?
It's Union Parish
and
at Donaldsonville. Donaldsonville got the home playoff game. They 7-3, 1-3. You know, Union Parish is 6-4, 2-3. They come out of the district with Sterlington and Richwood. A big win in Calvary Baptist. I don't know how good they are this year, 32-25. But I'm picking DeVille. They get home and play at Floyd Booty Memorial Stadium, and
so far you're going with the home teams more than anybody else, and that's probably pretty sure.
They're favored.
Yeah, they're the favorites for sure. All right, you've got Houma Christian against Ascension Catholic.
Yeah, I'm picking Ascension Catholic. 8-2, 3-2. Houma Christian. This is an interesting game though. Houma Christian beat Westminster. They beat Ascension Christian, beat East Iberville, got a close loss to Varnado in the same district with West St. John and Varnado. They got beat by Covenant Christian. Wait, no, excuse me, they beat, and Ascension Catholic beat them. So that's the key right there. So I'm picking Ascension Catholic. I know they got John Muir at quarterback now. Bubba Gotro had broke his arm and stuff, and but he looked real good last week. I saw him against St. John, and so and they Jai Barber and Juice Williams.
Okay, you got Bell Chase on the road.
Okay, Bell Chase, yeah, that's pretty easy. Plaquemines done won a lot of playoff games in the last 3 years. You know, they got almost stunned by Madonna 35 when they were the top seed, but the 5 seed here, 8-2, 4-1 Bell Chase, in the same district with Carr and Easton, and you know, but they played Carr tough, but 1-3, 6-4 overall is Plaquemine, yeah, the Green Devils.
All right, now let's turn to the SEC. You've got Arkansas coming to LSU.
Okay, LSU played Alabama great. You know, like I wish they'd have tried to win the game, but at 6-3, 3-2. I mean, I don't know why he took Edling out at the end. and then put him back in. But Arkansas, they barely beat Coastal Carolina, 39-38. They 4-5. LSU's gonna win easy. You know, Coastal Carolina was only 1-8. You know, LSU is getting back there where they can compete with the hierarchy in Alabama.
One NFL game, Saints at Bills.
Okay, the Bills lost to Carolina, barely beat Tampa Bay. Saints beat both of them. Saints are 6-2. I'm picking the Saints. Saints are up there with the Patriots, Steelers, Chiefs, and Vikings, and two of those teams beat them, the Vikings and the Patriots. So the Saints are on a 6-game winning streak. Let's keep winning, Saints.
All right, that's the Peach Picks. Back right after this.
Outside the dog pound, ready to announce our Player of the Week, Rhett Whitney. Sports Scene Magazine, along with St. James Parish Hospital, would like to present this plaque to Rhett. Our plaque sponsor is Lutcher Family Clinic, and we want to congratulate you on being our Player of the Week.
I would like to thank my teammates and my coaches for mentoring me and helping me along the way.
Well, y'all have really improved since the beginning of the year, and you can talk a little bit about that. You're a young guy, what, a sophomore?
Sophomore, yes, sir.
And you're seeing improvement right away here.
Yes, sir. Well, at the beginning of the year, we were kind of slow because everybody was growing, and we just had to get in the swing of things. But now we starting to get more in the groove.
Well, this is the time to do it. You're down the stretch run. Now you got one game left, and after this big one, you've got the playoffs, and you're hoping for a good seeding in that.
Yes, sir.
What have y'all talked about in practice, and what have you discussed or worked on?
Just taking it 1 week at a time.
And one play at a time in the game, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
What do you like best about the position you play?
I just like the freedom of roaming around and being able to do what I want.
You're like a center fielder out there as a safety, right?
Yes, sir.
The World Series just finished up. That's why I wanted to mention baseball. But then I see your baseball jersey here, too. Well, we want to wish you the best of luck. And when people see this, the final game will have been played, and we'll know what the seedings are. But we're wishing you the best of luck for the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, our Player of the Week, Rhett Whitney.
This is Glenn Brown, Player of the Week from St. James. This Wildcat returned the opening kickoff 90 yards for a touchdown in the 24-6 victory over Lusher Charter. Last year he had 6 interceptions. This year he's added 2 more. Our corporate sponsor is St. James Parish Hospital, along with our plaque sponsor, Poche Medical Clinic, making it possible to award this plaque to our Player of the Week for Week 9, Glenn Brown.
See Gonzalez Military for a big selection of kids' camo and cold weather gear. They carry boots, camo rain gear, rubber boots, headgear, belts, and more. Gonzalez Military on Burnside in Gonzalez.
St. James Nursery in Gramercy is headquarters for your landscaping needs. They have plants, shrubs, trees, as well as palm trees. See Patrick or Denise Wagaspack or call 869-5254. Roseland Funeral Services remind you to take time to enjoy life and celebrate with your loved ones. Roseland Funeral Services is a locally owned company in Lutcher that's been providing services to the river parishes for many years. Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen, with 3 locations offering daily lunch specials, is one of our newest sponsors. Pot and Paddle for dine-in, carry-out, and catering. A great place for lunch 7 days a week. Baton Rouge, Denham Springs, and here in Gonzales on Cabela's Parkway. Check them out online at potandpaddle.com.
When you need collision repair, you want your vehicle to look brand new. For a top-quality job, request Allen's Body Shop. Their certified technicians have been doing quality work since 1978. Kenny Allen, owner.
Living in the South, we're sometimes too busy to make it to the bank. And if on the go, like me, use the First American mobile app to check accounts, make transfers, deposits, and a whole lot more. First American, a banking tradition since 1910.
Brignac Physical Therapy in Gramercy specializes in physical, massage, pool therapy, sports rehab, vestibular rehab, and dry needling. Most insurance is accepted. Brignac Physical Therapy. Phone 869-0389.
Got computer problems? Does your computer have a virus? Give us a shot at fixing your computer. Pico Computers has years of experience. Pico will have you up and running in no time. Call today, 647-8882. Bring all your friends to the new Tilted Kilt Sports Pub in Gonzales. Enjoy their wings with signature sauces and rubs, as well as burgers like you've never had anywhere else. The Tilted Kilt, home of the Sports Scene Live TV show, Sundays at 3 p.m.
The Shout Out 2017 was a huge success. Under a full moon at Lamar Dixon, the EA and Cinema fans enjoyed a festive night. The Gator was there, but no Spartan. The bands entertained, the cheering squads got the fans ready, and the first-timers and veterans of the event really got up for the competition.
We're ready to talk to people who have never been to a shout-out before. This is your first shout-out, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, you guys are for EA, and tell me about your experience so far. What's it like?
It's very amazing. Like, it's lit.
It hasn't even really gotten underway yet. You know it's going to get a lot louder.
For real?
How about you?
Yes, sir.
What do you think of this?
It's fun.
Your first shout-out, or have you been here before?
I've been there before.
So what do you think about this one?
It's louder. It's loud? Yeah.
Is it going to get louder?
Yeah. EA gonna win.
EA's going to win. All right, that's on the EA side anyway. All right, now I think you can tell what side we're on this time. This is the Gator side. I assume you have been to a shout-out before.
Yes, sir, I have.
How does this one compare so far?
Oh, it's great. It's very great.
It's going to get a lot louder though, right?
Oh, I hope so.
What does the shout-out mean to you, and what does this game mean to you?
This game means a lot to us, especially the Gators. Through the years, they worked hard.
And this shout-out, does it matter who wins the shout-out as compared to the game, or would you rather win the game than the shout-out?
We'd rather win the game.
All right, we're continuing more with the Santa Maria side. And you've been here before, you've been to the shout-out. What does the shout-out mean to you?
Oh, it's spirit, it's family, because these schools are family. Even if they're different schools, they're still family.
And you've got family actually in the band, is that right?
Yes, yes.
The band to win the game, the shout out, you want the football team to win the game. Talk about that a little bit, about how competitive this is.
Well, we just heard tonight that EA is 8-1 and so is Santa Maria. So it seems like it's going to be very competitive tomorrow night.
You're way down here at this end. Is this to get away from the decibel bell reading?
Yes.
It's going to get a lot louder than it is now.
Oh, it's going to get a lot louder, but we like to see everybody. When we're up there, we can only see the backs of them, so we just kind of want to see everybody from here.
It's a lot of fun for everybody, all ages, right?
Yes.
A whole lot.
Back on the Spartan side now, we're going to talk to some people. You've been to the shout-out before, I'm sure.
Yes, sir, we have.
How's this one compared to other ones?
Pretty good, pretty good. I think we got a chance.
It's really gotten loud out here, and you're used to that loudness, huh?
Yes, sir. I think EA's going to pull it off. Santa Maria got it.
It's a big game coming up. What does the game and the shout-out and all the festivities mean to you?
Well, being that they both 8-1, it's a big deal. District champs, bragging rights for a year. We win the shout-out tonight. We're going to bring it to the game tomorrow, and we're going to put Santa Maria on the bench.
Any great memories from the past?
Yes, plenty of great memories from the past. Our son went to EA before, our oldest one, so we have plenty of memories.
We've been here for years. Go Big Blue, #1.
And the competition was loud and exciting. Santa Maria declared the winner of the 2017 Shout-Out. That's going to wrap up this edition of our Tilted Kilt presentation of Sports Scene Live right here at the Tilted Kilt.